Kel stretched his back. I think I've had it for one day. They'd turned over the soil, preparing it for the seeds and plants Luc had bought. He gazed at their handiwork with a smile. Not bad for a day's work. Agreed. Luc wiped his forehead with what looked like a bandana. At some point during the afternoon, he'd removed his cap and tied the red and white bandana around his head. Then he'd removed his jacket to reveal a plain dark blue t-shirt. What assailed Kel's nostrils was the smell of Luc's sweat, mingled with another odor that did something to his insides. Why is it when I sweat it's disgusting, but the smell of him has me heating up all over? Kel? He gave a start. Sorry, I must have zoned out for a sec. I was just saying, lunch seems barely adequate compensation for all you've done. I've got a couple of steaks in the refrigerator, and in the freezer there are onion rings and sweet potato fries. How about joining me for dinner? He glanced at his watch. It's almost 6 now. Kel was sorely tempted. The mere mention of onion rings and fries had his mouth watering. I don't want to impose, he protested. Luc arched his eyebrows. Why would you think you're an imposition? I'd like the company. Besides, we've got some catching up to do. I want to hear about what you've been getting up to lately. As far as Kel was concerned, there were way too many potential pitfalls in that conversation. He gazed around Luc's yard. Little had changed since he was a kid. The rear of the property was marked by tall trees, which also separated it from the house to the left of Luc's. Then he realized there was something new. What have you got over there? He pointed to a row of trees off to the left. I don't remember seeing those before. But it had been a long time since he had set foot in Luc's backyard. Those are Leyland cypress trees, and they have a specific purpose. He beckoned with his finger. Come and see. Kel followed him across the lawn to a wide gap in the trees. Once inside, he grinned. You got yourself a pool. It was surrounded by the trees, its exterior paved. At one end, steps led down into the water, and at one corner was a separate circular enclosure. Kel's grin widened. And a hot tub. Now you see why I planted those trees, Luc explained. I didn't want to erect a fence because fences don't go down all that well around here, as you may have noticed. Kel chuckled. And doing it this way gives me privacy. I can sun myself out here without fear of being spotted by one of my neighbors. Luc bit his lip. Your parents would probably not approve of my way of sunbathing. And just like that, Kel got an image in his head that he did not want to be there right then. Thankfully, Luc changed the subject. Let's go get cleaned up, and then I'll start on dinner. They left the pool and walked toward the back porch, a shady spot with a couple of chairs beneath it. Kel smiled when he saw the porch swing. At least this is still around. Memories of sitting on it with Luc, reading one of Kel's books together, arose in his mind like it had happened yesterday. Luc stared over his shoulder in the direction of the street, his forehead creased in a frown. Kel, you have visitors. Kel turned to look, and just like that, his heartbeat climbed. 2 police officers were walking up the driveway toward his front door.